I'm Jeremy with Heritage Hospice. On May 1st, here in Texas, the governor announced that we were going to start slowly reopening businesses for the sake of the economy. For a lot of us, that came with some really mixed emotions. Are we excited? Are we scared? Are we both? For most people, the answer is yes, both. For a lot of people, overwhelming excitement. For some people, just plain fear. There are a lot of things that we're excited about. There are a lot of things to still be nervous and cautious about. One of the things that I've been most excited about is getting back out to go to my favorite restaurants. For example, I'm at one right now. It's so exciting to get to go out to a restaurant, to see other human beings, to taste fresh, cooked, delicious food that's been handed to you. It's still crisp from the oven or the fryer. To get free refills on your drinks from the fountain. Love it. But, as you can see, we're still not quite back to normal yet. Things are still different. We are still stuck somewhere in between what it used to be and what it will be. You see, throughout history, philosophers, mystics, theologians, and now even psychologists and psychiatrists, they've given a name to these in-between seasons that we find ourselves in. It's the space between seasons. It's where we're not where we used to be, but we're not quite yet where we're going. We're somewhere in between. They call it liminal spaces. You see, the thing about liminal spaces is they're the seasons in between seasons where we don't really know what's going on. We just know that whatever's been happening it's coming to an end. It's happened. We've learned lessons. We've grown. We've changed. We're different than we were before. But we're not yet in the new season that's coming. We haven't exactly moved on yet. That's a liminal space. These are really common in nature. For example, dusk, dawn, the time between times where the sun is set, but there's still light and the night doesn't show yet, or the sun is rising, but you still might see the moon and a few stars in the sky. Liminal spaces happen in our lives too.
The space between, neither this nor that, ripe, potent, uncertain, and shaky. A dawning, a dusking, the imminent threshold, emerging, a crossing. To what? Slow down. The moment is calling you to pay exquisite attention.
Liminal spaces can be compared to the deep sigh of relief or the deep breath before the plunge. They're the places where a lot of searching happens. It's the place of waiting. It's a place of pause. The in-between places. And we, friends, find ourselves in a place like that just now. We've learned a lot of lessons. In our last video, in fact, we talked as a staff. What are some things that we've learned? But we haven't moved on from this yet. We're still wearing masks in public. We still make sure the tables are sanitized before we sit down. We still have tables and chairs that are stacked and taped off so that only so many people can be in a restaurant. Entire businesses haven't even opened yet. It's ending, but the new thing that's coming isn't completely arrived yet. We're somewhere in between. Now, before we transition on from this place, I want to give you 10 things you need to remember as we prepare to leave quarantine.
Good evening, America! Welcome back to
The Late Night Quarantine with B
and A.
How's everybody doing tonight? Hope you're good. I'm ready for quarantine to be over. We are going to do 10 things to remember as you leave quarantine. Number 10, life is not a Zoom meeting. Wear your pants.
Number 9, having extra toilet paper isn't hoarding. It's brilliant.
Brilliant. Your honey will be happy. Number 8. Days do have names. What day it is does matter.
Like today is Third Wednesday.
Third Wednesday.
Yeah,
Totally.
who knows what day it is. Number 7, sweatpants do not qualify as business casual.
Number 6. When your kids go back to school, remember how much you said those teachers are worth.
Whatever you want on that school supply list, we will provide it.
Whatever you
Anything.
want.
Number 5, remember, 7-figure salary athletes are not essential. They were the first ones to get to go home.
They were. Number 4. On the 10 things to remember as you leave quarantine. When you exhausted Netflix, you rediscovered the outdoors. Y'all, Amanda likes kayak. When we first bought the kayak, she tried kayaking in the kiddie pool.
Number 3, just because people keep a distance doesn't mean you smell. And it doesn't mean you don't.
And this is number 2. Showering and brushing your teeth should happen before work. Before. I don't want to smell you here, anywhere. No way.
And the number 1 thing to remember when you come out of quarantine is you should have been washing your hands before COVID. You gross. And that wraps up our late night quarantine. Whoopee!
And A.
See you later.
Bye.
The really, really beautiful thing about liminal spaces is that those are actually the spaces where we are afforded the most opportunity to learn. It's in that liminal space between the old season and the new season that we're actually given the breath and the space and the grace to truly reflect on what has just happened, what we just experienced, to see who we're becoming and to learn from that and prepare ourselves for whatever may be coming next. About liminal spaces is that they're not only a place of pause, they're a place of choosing. They're the place where we get just a moment to choose and decide, am I going to take what I learned in that final season, that season I just finished, that season that I embraced, am I going to take what I learned and how I grew and how I matured from it and move forward with hope, purpose and excitement? Or am I going to move forward with fear? We're getting ready to leave COVID. Even as I say that, I realize that we may not quite be at the place where we're leaving COVID yet. But nonetheless, a change is happening. A transition is taking place. And it's time to start moving forward. And we have to ask ourselves in this moment of pause, in this weird in-between place, the liminal space, are we going to take what we learned and are we going to hold on to that and continue to cultivate it in our lives and move forward with hope and purpose and expectation? Or are we going to start letting those lessons go and kind of revert into our old selves as we move forward with fear? I want to encourage you, be the person that takes the lessons you learned, the ways that you grew and matured, keep cultivating those in your heart and your mind and your life, and move forward with hope. Of course, we always want to move forward with wisdom and caution, but when we pair that with hope and purpose, there's excitement because something new is coming. Could it be difficult? Yeah. Will it be full of twists and turns and surprises? Absolutely. That's life. But we don't have to face the new seasons with fear. We can face them with hope. Be a person that moves forward with hope. Great